The story begins at a high school where all the bullies are celebrating happily because a girl has been expelled from school today. But despite that, the girl walks out laughing and looking completely relaxed, as if a huge burden has finally been lifted from her shoulders. Then the scene changes, and the same girl is seen standing calmly in front of a group of boys. Here, it is revealed that this girl, Cha Young, broke the bully leader's hand, and because of that incident, she is being expelled from school. That is why the students who used to bully others are so happy, because Cha Young never tolerated injustice, and whenever someone crossed the line, she taught them a harsh lesson. Cha Young cannot stay quiet when she sees something wrong, and because of this habit, she keeps getting expelled from one school after another. It is also shown that her father is a karate teacher, and he personally trained Cha Young since childhood. So Cha Young does not just have a strong attitude, she also has proper technique. A little later, Cha Young gets admission into a new school. During the admission process, the teacher clearly tells her that she must not fight anyone in this school. Then Cha Young's father calmly explains that his daughter does not start fights. She only puts people in their place when they hurt others. As they are going back home, Cha Young gets irritated with her father because she feels there was no need to explain so much. According to her, teachers often support bullies instead of protecting good students. Her father patiently tries to calm her anger, but suddenly he remembers an urgent matter and quickly leaves. Cha Young continues walking alone, and a little away from the school, she sees two bully students beating a boy named Yonggu because he refused to help them cheat in an exam. Yonggu is being beaten, but he still stands firm. He says they should study on their own instead of passing through cheating, but the bullies do not listen to him and beat him even harder, just like they do almost every day. At that moment, Cha Young arrives there and secretly records Yonggu being beaten. The two boys notice her and immediately come toward her to make her delete the video. Then two girls step forward to confront Cha Young without knowing who she really is. But within seconds, Cha Young twists one girl's arm and forcefully pushes the other one away. After this, the leader steps forward with attitude and tries to intimidate her because he thinks he is a strong fighter. But within a few moments, Cha Young teaches him such a brutal lesson that he falls into a miserable state. Then the other boy tries to interfere, but Cha Young hits him hard too. Yonggu watches everything in shock because he cannot believe that a girl is stronger than all of them, and her moves are so clean and precise that she looks like a professional fighter. After knocking them all down, Cha Young calmly tells Yonggu to go home. The next day, Cha Young officially joins the new school, and surprisingly, Yonggu is in the same class, along with the same two bullies. As soon as they see Cha Young, they get scared and wonder why she is there. Yonggu feels relieved and happy, so he tries to approach Cha Young, but she completely ignores him. When the school day ends, Yonggu comes to her again and thanks her for saving him. But Cha Young instantly gives him a cold response and clearly says that if he truly wants to thank her, the best thing he can do is stay away from her. She also explains that she did not beat the bullies for him, but because teaching bad people a lesson is already her habit. That night, the problematic customer creates drama. He keeps complaining about the food, refuses to pay, and even pushes Yonggu's mother. When Yonggu steps forward to defend his mother, the customer behaves badly with him too. It is revealed that Yonggu has no father and his mother runs the restaurant alone, but even then, people do not let them live in peace. The next day at school, Yuni, the leader of the two bully girls, comes to Cha Young and angrily confronts her because Cha Young hit her friends. She also demands Cha Young's phone. When she finds out that Cha Young recorded a video, Cha Young makes a sharp comment and makes it clear that bullies probably have nothing better to do than come to her again and receive another lesson. Yuni insults her by saying she does not know how to respect seniors. And when she raises her hand to slap Cha Young grabs her wrist and hits her leg, making Yuni fall to the ground. Everyone around them is shocked because this is the first time someone has stood up to Yuni. Humiliated and furious, Yuni orders her two friends to hold Cha Young so she can hit her. But both girls are already so scared that they run away while apologizing. Then Yuni tries to attack again, but Cha Young raises her fist and stops her, letting her go only because she is from a senior class. Cha Young warns her that if Yuni messes with her again, there will be no mercy next time. After that, Cha Young walks away calmly. Yonggu watches everything from far away. While Yuni remains standing there, feeling insulted in front of everyone and burning with anger, Yuni immediately goes to her two close friends, Tai, the student council president, and Jason, who have been her friends for years. Yuni tells them that a problematic girl has come to the school and humiliated her publicly, and she demands that Tai and Jason teach Cha Young a lesson. But instead of getting angry, both of them start laughing at Yuni and make fun of her for getting beaten by a junior student. Meanwhile, as Cha Young is leaving, Yonggu comes to her and sincerely asks her to teach him how to fight. Yonggu explains that he suffers from bullying every day, and bad people also come to his mother's restaurant. So he does not want to learn fighting to hurt others, but to protect his mother and himself. After hearing this, Cha Young accepts his request and takes him to her house. Since Cha Young's father teaches karate professionally, he accepts Yonggu as a student without hesitation. In a light tone, he offers Cha Young a candy as a reward for bringing a new student. But Cha Young refuses and demands proper payment instead. A little later, Yonggu's training begins, and it instantly becomes clear that he is extremely weak. He cannot even do the basic movements properly, So he has to work much harder than a normal student and push his body to the limit every day. His muscles hurt so much that the next morning he can barely walk and almost gets late for school. Just then, Chayoung appears behind him and tells him to hurry up without showing any mercy. While Chayoung is sitting in class, the same two old bullies come to her with fake smiles and tell her that Tai has called her. Chayoung does not understand the reason, but she still goes. When she reaches there, Jason and Yoonhee also appear, and the three of them begin interrogating her non-stop. During that conversation, it becomes clear that Jason is not truly a bad person, because he only gets involved in fights out of loyalty to his friends. When he hears Chayoung's side of the story and understands that everything started because of Yoonhee, Jason decides to end the matter and lets her go. Once Chayoung leaves, Tai and Yoonhee get upset and complain to Jason because he released her when the plan was supposed to be teaching her a lesson. Jason calmly explains that since Tai is the president of the student council, if people find out he supported the wrong side, his image and authority will be completely ruined. One day in class, both of them quietly tease each other and laugh while Tae and Jason watch them. As Tae passes by, he casually comments that Chaehyung is quite cute, though also dangerous. At the same time, Jason keeps looking at Chaehyung without saying much, and from his expression, it becomes clear that he's starting to like her, even though he hides it and quietly walks away. Later, Jason is seen attending a party with his friends when a student named Konsig appears. Konsig is Tae's friend. He was expelled for bullying students, but Tae managed to get him readmitted. Jason pulls Tae aside and confronts him for bringing Konsig back, knowing how dangerous and cruel he is. From Tae's words, it becomes clear that he wants to gain power and surround himself with bad people so he can eventually join a gang. This causes a serious argument between Jason and Tae because Jason does not want his friend to walk down such a dark path. The next day, Tai secretly meets the leader of the gang he wants to join, and the leader makes it clear that even though Tai is skilled at fighting, joining requires a large amount of money. Tai accepts immediately, and when everyone leaves, he turns to Konsig and explains that they will scare weak students, beat them, and steal their money to collect the required amount. After saying this, Tai hands Konsig a photo of Yongguk, marking him as the first target. Soon after, the bully boys approach Yongguk, and unfortunately, they are the same classmates who have always bothered him. Angry, Yongguk imagines twisting one boy's arm and giving him a powerful kick, even surprising himself with how strong he has suddenly become. Thinking that his training has finally worked, he imagines himself defeating them completely, but it quickly becomes clear that everything is only happening in his mind. In reality, Yongguk is being brutally beaten by the two bullies. At that moment, Jason arrives and intervenes to save him, trying to push the attackers away. However, while Jason is helping him, Konsig suddenly appears and lands a powerful kick from behind, showing that he hates anyone who gets in his way. Then Konsig starts beating Jason without mercy. Just when Konsig grabs Yongguk and tries to drag him away, Chayoung arrives and calmly says something about karate class. Seeing her, Konsig smiles arrogantly and points her out as the girl who has been causing trouble, claiming that today he will also put her in her place. The moment Konsig tries to attack her, Chayoung instantly responds and begins teaching him a brutal lesson. She hits him hard and reveals something these bullies still do not understand. She has been trained since childhood and has won many karate tournaments, so not even a violent student like Konsig is on her level. Watching everything, Jason is completely shocked, unable to believe how powerful she is, and at that moment, his admiration for her grows even more. After Chayoung knocks Konsig unconscious, she tells Yongguk to go home and starts walking away. Jason stops Yongguk before he leaves and wants to know what kind of relationship he has with her. He also nearly admits that he wants to become someone like Chayoung too. With that out in the open, Yongguk takes Jason to Chayoung's father, who gives him a long talk about discipline and responsibility in karate. Before finally allowing Jason to join the classes too, they tell him to sign up and he happily fills out the form, clearly impressed after seeing Chayoung's photos with her medals that show her achievements and strength. This time, Chayoung's father also gives Yongguk a commission for bringing another new student. Soon after, Yongguk and Jason begin practicing together and push themselves harder, every day. When Chayoung arrives and sees Jason training there, she looks at him in surprise and points out that he used to be on the side of bad people. Jason calmly replies that he is no longer on anyone's side, that he has left the wrong path behind, and that now he wants to learn karate together with them. Chayoung says nothing more because Jason has already filled out the form and officially joined. A little later, Yoonhee tries to fight Chayoung again, but Jason intervenes and pulls her away from the situation. In this way, Jason openly supports Chayoung, which makes Yoonhee furious. Yoonhee gets upset and confronts Jason about his change, demanding to know why he is acting differently. Later, they take him aside to talk privately, and Yoonhee complains that he no longer answers her calls or goes to parties with them, pressuring him to respond immediately. In reality, Yoonhee has feelings for Jason, but he has always seen her only as a friend. Jason firmly tells her that he will no longer support bad actions, and reminds her that they have been friends for 7 years, so she must remain only his friend because he is no longer a member of their group. After saying this, he walks away and leaves Uni deeply hurt. After that, it is shown that Konsig has started taking money from students by force inside the school and has even started selling drugs to raise as much money as possible. One day, when Uni sees some classmates violently beating another student in the bathroom, he gathers courage and tries to help him, but he fails and cannot stop them, so he loses again. Later, Uni goes to Chayoung's father and honestly tells him everything, admitting that he still cannot become the kind of person he wants to be. Hearing this, Chayoung's father decides that from that day on, he will begin advanced training so no one can intimidate his students again. He also gives Yonggu a different kind of practice focused on attack techniques. As the days pass, the three of them train together constantly and slowly become much stronger. Soon after, Chayoung's father tells them that he has to go to a village for work, so he says goodbye to Chayoung, Yonggu, and Jason and leaves. Meanwhile, Tae continues threatening students and forces them to steal money from their homes and bring it to him. During this time, while Jason is cleaning, he first asks Yonggu to go watch a movie with him, and after gathering courage, he also asks Chayoung to come with them. Chayoung agrees, and the three of them go to the cinema together. After that, on their way back, they decide to keep hanging out and go to an arcade where they enjoy themselves completely. And for the first time, he brings both of them to his mother's restaurant. There, he introduces them to his mother, who becomes very happy and says this is the first time Yonggu has brought friends. She also warmly thanks Chayoung and Jason for becoming friends with her son. Later that night, when Jason and Chayoung are alone, Chayoung directly tells him that she does not understand why he now wants to be friends with her and Yonggu when he was not like this before. Jason honestly explains that he used to be completely different and used to hang around with the wrong people. Jason also makes it clear that friendship means everything to him because he has no one else in his life. So he followed that path, even though deep inside, he never truly liked it. Then he says that after meeting Chayoung and Yonggu, he realized Chayoung is not a bad person, and that she also wants to protect others. Because of that, he left the wrong path behind and chose to stay with good people, feeling truly happy with this friendship. Chayoung listens silently without replying. Later, she talks with Yonggu and tells him everything that happened during the day. At this point, it becomes clear that Chayoung likes Yonggu more than Jason, while Yonggu has also been interested in Chayoung from the beginning. On the other side, Tae and Jason meet to talk, and as soon as Tae proudly says that he finally joined the gang and has become powerful now, Jason is completely shocked. What worries him the most is learning that Tae collected the money by bullying students just to enter the gang, and right there, a violent fight breaks out between them, with brutal punches from both sides. Also, when Tae says that he is willing to kill Chayoung if Jason gets in his way, Jason becomes even more furious and draws a clear line, making it obvious that if Tae dares to touch her, he will face something even worse. Then the scene changes to Tae and Uni, where Tae manipulates her by making her believe that Jason has started liking Chayoung, that Uni no longer matters to him, and that the best thing to do is take revenge. After that, Tae gives her some medicine and tells her to mix it into tea so Chayoung will drink it and lose consciousness. The sequence continues with Uni contacting Chayoung to meet her using a fake excuse, speaking in a sweet tone and pretending that she wants to apologize for her past mistakes. Chayoung also accepts her own part and admits that she was rude in the beginning. While they talk, Uni tries to bring up the topic of Jason, but Chayoung clearly denies anything romantic and says Jason is only a good friend to her. Uni is surprised and quietly confesses that she likes Jason, although she feels that he does not value her, blaming it on her insecurities about her appearance. Chayoung immediately stops her and assures her that this is not true, telling her that Uni is beautiful and that the two of them could make a good couple. This reality check leaves Uni shocked, and she finally understands that she had misunderstood Chayoung and that Chayoung is not a bad person. Because of this realization, before Chayoung can drink the tea, Uni suddenly throws it away. Chayoung gets confused by her reaction, but at that exact moment, Tae suddenly appears and slaps her hard. Right after that, Tae starts beating Chayoung non-stop while Konsig holds her from behind, and both of them make it clear that today, they are going to teach this girl and her two friends a real lesson. Seeing Tae's level of violence, Uni becomes completely terrified. Then Tae calls Jason and tells him everything, demanding that he come immediately. After hearing this, both Jason and Yonggu become very worried and rush toward the place. However, when they arrive, Konsig has already gathered many students and is waiting for them, so everything erupts within seconds. A fierce fight begins. Jason starts by easily dominating several students because he already knows how to fight well and moves with confidence. Meanwhile, Yonggu at first cannot attack and only focuses on protecting himself. Still, when he lands a strong punch on one student, he suddenly realizes that he is no longer the same weak person he used to be and has become much stronger. From that moment, Yonggu begins fighting properly using what Chayoung's father taught him. The fight goes on for quite a while, and when Jason finally defeats Konsig, the others surrender after seeing their leader fall. At the same time, Tae is about to record a humiliating video of Chayoung and demands that she look at the camera. Just then, Jason and Yonggu arrive and stop him before he can do it. Losing control, Tae smashes a table and then forcefully pushes Chayoung's face against broken glass, making it clear that if they call the police, he will ruin her face forever. Then he demands that both of them hand over their phones, and with no other option, they give them to him. After that, Tae makes Jason come forward, forces him to sit, makes him apologize, and starts beating him without mercy. Jason's condition gets worse quickly, especially when Tae repeatedly targets his leg. Seeing this, Chaeyoung cannot hold herself together and breaks down. At that moment, Yonggu gathers courage and tries to face Tae, but Tae is much stronger and Yonggu cannot hold his ground. Then Tae attacks Yonggu and beats him brutally again and again. Even then, Yonggu provokes him, which only makes Tae explode even more and unleash worse violence, showing how desperate he has become because no one respects him anymore, and he feels everyone has forgotten who he was. When Tae turns around after hurting Yonggu, he is shocked to see that Chaeyoung has already freed herself. In reality, Yonggu kept him busy on purpose to give her that chance. What happens next changes everything. Chaeyoung launches a powerful counterattack and begins punishing Tae like never before, proving once again that no one in the school can compete with her. Chaeyoung completely overwhelms him and makes it clear that he will never touch her friends again or bully anyone inside the school. Finally, with one last powerful kick, Tae collapses and falls unconscious. Yonggu rushes toward Chaeyoung to check on her, and she stays calm, as if the situation itself says everything. Then Yonggu helps Jason stand up, and even while badly injured, Jason also looks at Chaeyoung. She tells them to take care of themselves because both of them are in terrible condition after everything they endured. Jason and Yonggu support each other as they leave the place together, carrying the pain of the fight, but also the relief that it is finally over. At the end of the movie, Yooni and her two friends also join the karate class, now completely reformed. Chaeyoung's father trains them, and at one point, he even makes them do a practice with different movements that, to everyone's surprise, they actually end up enjoying.